What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic. And this is The Acolyte, episodes 1 and 2. I'm probably going to do the whole series, so this is not just a pilot review. I'm recapping for you. And I watched the first 2 episodes in the same week, which I don't usually do. I like to kind of space things out and enjoy them. But it seems like the world wants me to cram everything in. So I've seen 2 episodes of The Acolyte. And this does have audio description done by Deluxe, narrated by Nicole Sanzarella. It also stars Amandla Stenberg, who we may remember as Rue. That poor girl's always going to be remembered as Rue. We've got Dafne Keen, who will also always be remembered as X-23 for a lot of people. I mean, almost the same amount of people who remember her as Rue is going to look at Dafne Keen and be like, that's X-23, what's going on? And Jodi Turner Smith, who will always be remembered for her role on Doctor Who. It's just, everybody's got like an iconic role so far. Lee Young-jae, who will always be remembered probably for Squid Game. And Charlie Barnett, who will always be remembered for The Acolyte. So, it also has Manny Jacinto, who you may remember from The Good Place, and Carrie-Anne Moss is in the first episode. So, there you go. There's the Trinity. We got people with iconic roles in this series, so it should be good. The internet hates this, apparently. It's got trolls all over it. I'm going to use the word trolls. And if you're somebody who came to the Acolyte review and you were like, well, I don't like this Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy is ruining Disney Plus. I've seen those videos, and I fucking hate all of you. Every time somebody brings up, like, how Kathleen Kennedy is, like, I'm just like, it's this narrative, man. It's this like woke Disney narrative with the female leads and just, god damn it. It's so tired. It's like you can't just enjoy anything anymore. You just have to make a political statement out of everything that Disney makes, whether it's Star Wars or Marvel. It's like, it's got a female lead, Kathleen Kennedy, damn you, ruining. This series is awesome. Subjectively, I don't give a shit if it's got a female or a male lead. If you gender swapped the character played by Amandla Stenberg, I don't think people would give a shit. I think they'd be like, wow, this series kicks ass, man. Yeah, this is a great series. They wouldn't even have said anything. So I think the problem is the fact that they're like, oh, it's another female lead. It's not really a female lead. Lee Young-jae is the Jedi Master here, and he's a dude. So unless you have a problem with him being Asian, I don't know. It's possible. But we could talk about racism in Star Wars if you want. We can get there. We can go after that. We can do that if you want. But I feel like this film is getting a lot of unfair flack for reasons it doesn't need to be getting it. So the pilot episode starts off pretty hardcore. We're shown a Jedi Master played by Carrie-Anne Moss, which is a great person to start with, by the way, because she's a big recognizable face, and without knowing the series, you're like, oh, Carrie-Anne Moss. Look at her. This is going to be great. I didn't know she was in this. This is going to be a great series. And then she's approached by somebody clearly looking to join the dark side, if not already on the dark side, who has a vendetta against Jedi and, is highly skilled in their own form of fighting that does not involve lightsabers and stuff like that. So they get into this battle with this Jedi and end up winning, and they kill a Jedi, which is probably sacrilege for some people, but that is what sets the stakes. And we come to learn that this girl part of what her thing is that for who she's trying to impress, whatever she's trying to accomplish, involves her needing to kill 4 specific Jedi. So she's sort of on this mission. Meanwhile, there's a group of people who are trying to stop her from doing it. And also somebody who gets caught up in the whole thing, which is this O'Shea, who is played by Amandla Stenberg, which we then come to learn is, within the first 2 episodes, the reason why everybody thinks it's her is because, it's her twin. One of the things that I came up with in the audio description that I felt like fell short was, I was like, how on earth? Because as a sighted person, I would have been able to see the assassin for the first Jedi. So it definitely describes it. Like, there are points where you can see, there's a moment where she looks at like a tattoo that's on this girl's face. She's like, oh, it's you. So I would have recognized Amandla Stenberg if that was her shooting both scenes, so people would have seen the similarities. It doesn't really acknowledge that. It just kind of produces it. It presents it as 2 different characters. So for a while, you're wondering, like, what's up? Are these different characters? Is she being framed? Like, what is going on here? And I did want more specificity from the audio description. I really don't care. We gotta stop. Like, Disney, I know they have their dumbass contracts when they hand them out to audio description teams, and they're like, you can and can't say this. I mean, maybe Disney needs blind people to tell them this is dumb and this is offensive and this is not audio description, what you're proposing. Maybe that's what that was. Maybe they were like, you can't talk about that. You can't acknowledge that's the same thing in the audio description. First of all, on IMDb, you can just look it up and say that Amandla Stenberg is playing these 2 characters once they get the same name. So it's fucking easy to find that out. But second of all, a sighted audience can recognize Amandla Stenberg. She's not some like unknown character actress that nobody's ever seen before. She's been in several films. She starred in her own films. She was in Dear Evan Hansen. Many opportunities to have seen her before. So I feel like I'd recognize her in the opening scene, and I feel like I'd recognize her later on and be like, oh, she's playing 2 characters. She must be twins. There must be an evil twin or a clone or a shapeshifter or something like that. You know, and then I'd be interested in what that was, instead of like this other mystery of like, why are they going after this random girl? So I was distracted by a mystery I didn't need to be distracted by, because likely Disney put in the audio description, don't acknowledge it. I've seen Disney's bullshit before, and it totally tracks. So I fully believe that came down from a Disney contract to the audio description team. Anyway, so we move forward, and we get, some people are like, we can't let this get out that it turns out she's a former Padawan, and we can't let this get out and then a former Padawan killed a Jedi Master. So we got to keep this hush hush, and make sure that justice is swift. And kind of made me feel a little certain ways about some of the Jedi legal system. I was like, man, you guys just want to, okay. So I kind of think maybe that's what the series is trying to show us and trying to tell us, is that maybe there's some sort of point and reason to everything. The second episode, when May, the evil part of Amandla Stenberg, Evil Rue, goes after her second Jedi. The second Jedi apologizes for this thing, and it was like, we thought we were doing the right thing, and turns out, so there's a mystery there. What is it about these 4 Jedi? What is it that they did? What did the Jedi Council approve? So there's a mystery here. And that's what I like about the show, is that there's a mystery. There's also some pretty strong character development happening. I'm already interested in these characters. I'm already interested in Dafne Keen. I think she's doing a kick-ass job here. I think Lee Jung-jae is a fantastic Jedi Master. That dude feels zen as shit. He feels like he's ready to pass down some great Jedi knowledge. Um, and yeah, I'm fully on board. I don't think we've seen the most from Jodi Turner Smith yet, but we'll find out. Charlie Barnett's doing okay. I feel like Charlie Barnett's character is one of those, if they surprise me, if they're like, ooh, he's secretly on the bad side, I'd be like, oh, okay. Um, but yeah, I think this is a good series. I'll stand by that. I think it's the best series since The Mandalorian premiered. I think this is, for me, I'm more excited for this because they created out of nothing. You know, like they didn't take Diego Luna from the Rogue One series and be like, well, what if he had a TV series? They didn't take Ewan McGregor and bring back Hayden Christensen to get everybody excited for Obi-Wan. You know, they didn't take a character from the Clone Wars, a very popular character from Clone, and give them their own series. They created this series basically. I mean, nothing in the Star Wars series is ever entirely original, but they kind of just created this. It's not you don't see characters that you've seen in other films before. You've got a new droid that could easily be like every child's Christmas wish is for something called Pip. I remember when BB-8 was, everybody wanted a BB-8. And Pip feels like the kind of droid that could break through as being like a pop culture phenomenon. I don't know what the fuck this has a 4.7 for, but I hate everybody who keeps downvoting it because I think they're doing it intentionally. I don't think they're doing it because they're watching the show. So, yeah, I if you're here to troll away, because I've seen those videos. I've seen the people ranting about Disney and how Kathleen Kennedy is ruining it by making it female. And it's just like, okay, so we can't ever tell stories with female leads anymore. We got to make more male leads to appease audiences. To appease the... Look, she's not a Jedi. Your Jedi is a dude. Your Jedi is a dude, man. The guy, the most powerful guy in the series is still a dude. Anyway, yeah, people annoy me, and I have a YouTube channel, so I get to balance the bullshit. And just watch The Acolyte. It's a great series. It's got good acting. It's got interesting action. It has a plot that has not revealed its hand, but is like slowly hinting at something, which I think is strong. Is that it's like there's this thing now that we all need to know about, but we can't know about it yet because it's only episode 2. Like, oh, what really happened? Oh, she's supposedly been dead all these years, and these Jedi, we've got a Jedi that apologizes and says, we thought we were doing the right thing. Like, what is this? What's going on? You know, I want to find out. And I think the audio description is as good as it can be, considering I know that Disney passes on unreasonable shit in contract negotiations that they should not be. They should never be limiting audio description and saying you can and can't say this or can't. And I know that they've done that as a studio. If a sighted audience can see it, then a blind audience shouldn't be able to know about it. That's the thing, bro. to Disney, that's what I'll rail against Disney on, is anytime that you try to take out and say, well, no, let's not tell the blind audience that, let's keep it a secret from them. You've missed the whole point of audio description. It's there to bridge a gap. So anytime you ever take that away and you make any sort of concession like that at all in the audio description, what you've done is that you've told blind people that we are less than, because you've created an audio description track that has no shot of being equal. You haven't given anybody the opportunity to create equality. What you've done is you've started them off with a handicap So if you come through here and you say, don't talk about this, don't talk about this, don't talk about this, don't talk about this, those are all things that sighted people can see. Those are all things that I'll find out about later on while watching other people's angry rants on YouTube about it. So far, another thing that I feel empowered by is I subscribe to about like 300 other people who do what I do. I haven't seen a single negative review on this. So, I don't know what that 4.7 is or what kind of crackheads are making that happen, but everybody seems to enjoy the Acolyte. So, I think it's a troll army, and I'm gonna call it out for what it is. I'm gonna give the Acolyte episodes 1 and 2 an A. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be able to recap this, and I'll be back next week with a recap of episode 3 because I feel even more like I want to do this now. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I will see you guys on the other side.